Square-Enix, we need to talk. And we need to talk now. Where the fuck is Valkyrie Profile 3 Hearst? Where's the game we asked for? It's not here. Where is it? Because what I'm seeing here is a trailer for a game that looks like a completely different franchise that is using the logo for the Valkyrie Profile series. Now, this is a pure 3D beat 'em up. Valkyrie Profile was originally turn-based action and then synchronized time action. Now, this game is real-time. So, they're going to get shut of Suguro's idea of making a synchronized time action game, which was genius, by the way, and they're going to make a fully real-time 3D beat 'em up, straight up. And basically, what this seems to be to me is one of two things. Either this is a complete reboot of the series, or you play as Sylmeria throughout the entire game, because they've changed everything. I'm just going to come out and say it. Like, the characters are completely different, but there is a possibility that they are actual characters from the Valkyrie Profile series. Now, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that the main protagonist of this game is Sylmeria, which, if that's the case, then that's hilarious, given the fact that Sylmeria already has a game called Valkyrie Profile 2, Sylmeria. And in that game, spoiler alert, Sylmeria is only playable for 2 screens. Well, maybe 2 screens, maybe a little bit more than that, but yeah, she's only playable for like a very brief portion of that game. Now, this game, she is the only character that is playable, based on what I've seen. And that's assuming that this character is Sylmeria. Now, I'm guessing because Sylmeria is the only blonde Valkyrie, aside from the original Valkyrie, but it can't be the original Valkyrie given what happens at the ending of this trailer. Oh, and also she has bushy hair, which Sylmeria does have, if you pay attention. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. And if that is Sylmeria, then it's a complete redesign of Sylmeria, because, yeah, the armor looks completely different, and the sword looks completely different, and she doesn't seem to use a bow in this game. So, I don't know, like, it could be Sylmeria, it could be someone else. But Odin, what I assume to be Odin, because the throne room looks very similar to the one in the Valkyrie Profile series. They definitely did their research on that one. It's got that gold trim and the red carpet. It does look very much like Valhalla. He's blonde as well. Like, what? Like, I can get Sylmeria being blonde because she's always been blonde, but Odin? And he's also got, like, a completely different hairstyle as well. And it's just like, really? The hell? Like, this guy's got white hair. Well, grey hair. And it's very short in the actual Valkyrie Profile games. And he doesn't really change his appearance at all from Valkyrie Profile 2 and Valkyrie Profile 1. He looks very much the same. So, yeah, that's the thing. And one thing I did see a glimpse of is what I assume to be the Weeping Lily Meadow. I'm assuming it is because I noticed a little rock in the distance, and I'm assuming that that is Platina's gravestone. Now, here's the deal. There's also a ruin behind all of this, which is kind of weird because that wasn't there in Valkyrie Profile. But I guess they may have redesigned it, or it could be a completely new area entirely. Or it could be Asgard. We don't know, but I didn't notice any clouds in the background, so yeah, I didn't notice that was a landmass in the clouds. Now, there's other places that the trailer shows. It shows a lot of ruined buildings, which makes me think that it could possibly be a continuation of maybe the B ending. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Like, does Ragnarok actually happen directly after the B ending, or is it about to happen? We never find out because the B ending of Valkyrie Profile is shit. Or is it a complete reboot and it's basically Valkyrie Profile 1 again, only this time instead of collecting warriors to fight the final war before Ragnarok, now it's stop Ragnarok and prevent it from happening. So it's a different story. Regardless, there's another thing that this trailer showed. Right at the end of the trailer, it shows what I presume to be Hearst. And the reason why I presume it to be Hearst is because Hearst has a halberd, and the character here has a halberd as well. And she seems to be wearing dark armor, just like Hearst. and she kind of has like a dark vibe about her, like Hurst does, and she also has a lot of feathers on her helmet, like Hurst does. She has the most feathers of all the Valkyries. So I'm assuming that's Hurst, in which case then the Valkyrie that you're playing can't possibly be the original Valkyrie, because for that to work, it would need Hurst to be a part of that Valkyrie, because the original Valkyrie is a combination of all three Valkyries. So yeah, it's a bit of a confusing scenario, but this is Valkyrie Elysium. That's what they're naming it now. It's not Valkyrie Profile anymore, it's Valkyrie Elysium. Just like Valkyrie Anatomia. They've dropped the profile and now it's just Valkyrie. Maybe it's because of copyright laws, considering the fact that Namco have the Valkyrie series for the longest time. Maybe now they don't have that anymore and now they don't have to add the profile on it. They can just call it Valkyrie, I'm guessing. Because it's not Valkyrie Profile anymore. That's one thing for certain. It's just Valkyrie. That's what the series is now, apparently. And because of this means that Hurst doesn't get her own game, because Valkyrie Profile 3 is the game we all wanted, and Valkyrie Profile 3 would have been Hurst's game because we had Lennox's game, which was the first game, Silmeria's game, which was the second game, that barely had Silmeria in it at all, and Hurst's game, which we presumed would be what the third game would be, but it isn't. I mean, we got Covenant of the Plume, which was kind of a spin-off, we got Anatomia, which was a mobile phone game, and now we get this, which is a 3D beat-em-up, which appears to be a reboot. This is kind of like DMC Devil May Cry, but Valkyrie Profile. This is the DMC Devil May Cry of the Valkyrie Profile series, people. That's a scary thought, and that's why I'm making this video, because I need to talk about it. Like, based on what I've seen in the trailer, I've noticed a few things. One, I noticed that you can still get crystals from air comboing enemies. Well, I assume it's air comboing, but I noticed that they drop crystals. And two, Silmeria, or if that is Silmeria at least, can cast magic. And there's treasure chests, hopefully without any explosion traps in them or any traps in them, because that's annoying in every Valkyrie Profile game. But yeah, there's that, and it kind of has this Nier Automata vibe. Like, I don't know, it kind of looks like that sort of game. It's very fast-paced and fluid based on what I've seen, so it kind of looks like it's going for that kind of vibe. Visually speaking, it does look pretty similar to Nier Automata as well, based on what I've seen. It's kind of got a similar sort of lighting to it, like, you'll know what I mean if you played Nier Automata. It seems like they're trying to basically make Valkyrie Profile into a Nier Automata style game. Now, I'm hoping that is in a good way, because obviously Nier Automata was kinda hit or miss, but it did show promise. Maybe this is the game that does what Nier Automata tried to do right, but we can never truly know. This is a modern game in every single way, unapologetically so. And the interesting thing about it is that Hurst, I know I'm going off topic here, but Hurst is completely different this game, because they've actually made her tanned in this game, which, you know, I'm not going to get into a racial debate here, because I think that's pointless. I just think that it's hilarious, because I know people are going to be upset by that. Personally, I'm not upset by it, but I know people will be upset by that, and I know people probably are upset by that. But yeah, like, it kind of shows that modern gaming is kind of like trying to have like all these characters change their race, kind of like how Isaac became black in the Castlevania Netflix series, and now Hurst is tanned for some reason. And I just think that's kind of hilarious, and it really sums up modern gaming, because it's like, it's changing the racial identity of the character that's pre-established just for the sake of saying we want diversity. And I just think that that's hilarious. I just do, because it's just like, it makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, so that's something that I also noticed. But other than that, as I say, the game does look like it has some promise, but the fact that Trias isn't working on it, and the fact that it is a real-time action game, means that I have absolutely no idea what to expect from this game, because it could be amazing or it could be a dumpster fire. You know, 3D beat-em-ups, I love 3D beat-em-ups. I'm not complaining about the choice of gameplay they decide to go with, but it is a bit generic, especially coming from Valkyrie Profile 2's combat system, which was synchronized time action. This is real-time action, and because it's real-time action, obviously there's only one character you control, and that's Solmeria, and that's kind of the problem with having real-time action. You have to kind of like sacrifice having multiple characters, otherwise you end up with something along the lines of the Sword of Eteria, which was an absolute mess. So yeah, that's kind of what they're going with, and in a way you could say it's playing it safe, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest, and maybe taking some inspiration from Nier Automata, I'm guessing, and it kind of shows what gaming has become, because it's like, look at Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise, that's another action-y game, but apparently people say that that's a Souls-like. I'm hoping that Valkyrie Elysium isn't a Souls-like, because that would suck. But yeah, I don't know what Souls-like even is anymore. Like, that definition has just gone all over the place, and I just give up with that. I don't even like Dark Souls, but every game is apparently a Souls-like now, so I don't know what that means anymore. So yeah, all I'm going to say is, based on what I saw, it's a beat-em-up, I'm guessing. It's got Solmeria as the protagonist, I'm guessing. Hurst is there, I'm guessing. And yeah, there's Valhalla, and there's also either Weeping Lily Meadow or Asgard. That's basically the gist of the trailer. I mean, obviously, trailers can only show so much, and you can't really tell what the game's going to be like from the trailer. You can only make these observations about what the game is going for, and honestly, when I saw this trailer, I was confused and baffled. You know, like, a lot of people get excited for their next installments, but when I look at trailers, I'm never excited for them. I always look at them and I'm like, okay, so what is this? What does it look like already? You know, and this isn't the first time that it's happened. I mean, Devil May Cry 5 was the same. When I looked at that, I was basically like, what the fuck is this? You know, Star Ocean 5 in a way was a little bit easier to deal with because it said Trius at the beginning, so I kind of knew what to expect. And yeah, at the same time though, I looked at that trailer and I was like, okay, this is completely different. I don't know what to expect from this. And this is basically the same thing, other than the fact that unlike Star Ocean, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know? That's kind of how I look at trailers now. I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck have they done? You know? But I'm gonna stay open-minded. I mean, it is a beat-em-up at the end of the day, and I don't hate beat-em-ups. It is a new Valkyrie game. Now, that can mean a lot of things. I mean, brand names don't mean everything, as we all know. Brand names are only as good as the games within the brand. So, we'll have to see how it ends up being. I mean, it could be a complete disaster, or it could be something good that completely revitalizes the series. But like I said, this is completely different. And I said this about Star Ocean 6 as well. It's going to completely change up the series as we know it. But this one especially, like the Valkyrie Profile we knew and loved is dead. We will never, ever get a Valkyrie Profile 3 first. It's never happening, people. This trailer has confirmed where Square-Enix wants to go with this series and what they're doing with it. And honestly, I am completely neutral on it. Like, I have nothing to hate about this trailer at all. It looks fine. But until I actually get the game in my hands and play it for myself, I won't have any judgment. All I'm going to say is, this could go anywhere. The same goes for Star Ocean 6, really. That can go anywhere as well. And Painkiller 2. Painkiller 2 is another one. Like, completely different developer, though that was expected because People Can Fly don't really make Painkiller anymore. I mean, the developers of People Can Fly left People Can Fly and formed the Astronauts, so they're not going to make Painkiller 2. They're going to make Witchfire instead. And instead, they've got someone else to make Painkiller 2. And this isn't the first time that another company has made a Painkiller game because, well, Mindware, Eggtooth, Fan 51, they all made Painkiller games. And if they can do it, then anyone can. So I'm keeping an open mind on that as well. But yeah, this is something else. I did not know what to expect from Valkyrie Elysium, but now we've got it. I think a lot of people are going to be very disappointed. A lot of people are going to be furious and angry. And a lot of people are going to be upset about the reality that Valkyrie Profile is dead. But, like I said, I'm going to keep an open mind. This is a new game, completely new game. It could be good, it could be bad, like any game. The only downside is that this is a modern game. So, you know right from the get-go that this game is going to suffer the issues that come from modern gaming. That is, if modern gaming is utter shit. Hopefully this game will prove otherwise, because so far I haven't been impressed by enough modern games. Hopefully this one will impress me, because it needs to happen. You know, it really does. If this industry is going to get better, we need games like Valkyrie Profile to return and be good. Because if this game fails, then it's going to be a huge dent on the gaming industry, and it is going to really hurt for me as a gamer and as a Valkyrie Profile fan. And honestly, I'm going to just come out and say it. If they fuck Valkyrie Elysium, Star Ocean 6, and Painkiller 2, I'm done with modern gaming for good. I quit completely. This is the last hope, the last chance. If you fuck this up, I'm done with modern gaming. I will only cover games released in the 2000s and before, like I've been doing for a while now, and that's what I will focus on, because I will have absolutely zero hope for modern gaming if these games fail. It's all riding on this, these 3 games, because I am done if they fail. But if they succeed, maybe I'll start paying more attention to modern gaming. Who knows? But in any case, that's really all I have to say. I mean, it's not going to change the way the industry is. It's not going to change microtransactions and all the bullshit in modern gaming. But it could be a step in the right direction. And who knows? Maybe I'll actually like another modern game. I know, it's a rare event. It's a rare occurrence for me to give a shit about something new. But here we are, these 3 games. It's like 2016 all over again, except there's an actual Valkyrie game now. And it's not mobile. It's a proper console game. What's it gonna be? That's all I can say. So yeah, I'm done, and I just hope that this game doesn't suck. So yeah, see you guys.